Every couple weeks or so, I have these really silly mental breakdowns where I just want to get rid of quite literally everything that I own. But in this video, I'm actually doing it. Hello, my sweet friends. Yes, I may be behaving a little dramatically, but we are moving soon and I need to go through literally everything that I own and just get rid of so much stuff. I've just been really craving a more simple life, and I feel like when I have too many things, I just get really overwhelmed with the amount of things that I have, especially when it comes to books, clothes, clutter, just things in general. So we are going to first be going through my bookshelves and doing a serious clean out. I did recently kind of do a similar video where I went through my entire bookshelves and figured out what I wanted to keep and give away, but even in that video I still feel like I was holding on to books that I probably know that I won't read anytime soon, or I have them on my Kindle, or I could just get them from the library. And you're probably like, Faith, you already bought them though. If you're gonna read them, you might as well just keep them. And I would say, you know what, you're right. But also, this entire bookshelf is unread books, and that's extremely overwhelming for me. Therefore, I don't read from this shelf because when I look at it, I just get overwhelmed. So I end up reading just something on my Kindle or just something on my immediate TBR. And I don't look at the rest of the shelves like ever. I also just have a really hard time parting with things, but because we are moving here pretty soon, I'm making myself get rid of stuff and just part with things and not even think about it. So we are starting with this bookshelf, and this bookshelf is all of my favorites, all the ones that I've read. So I know there's not going to be very many that I'm going to pull from this shelf, but I do know that there's ones that I most likely won't ever read again. So I'd rather just get rid of those. I really don't lend my books out that much, and if I do, it's most likely to my mom. And a lot of these books are YA, and I know that she doesn't really read YA, so there's just no reason to keep them. Everything on this top shelf is like my favorites though, so I think I'm going to leave that shelf alone. Actually, I don't know. These two books specifically, I have This Book Kills and The Mary Shelley Club. Both of these books I did really enjoy. I think I gave them like 3.75 or 4 stars, but they're just ones that I don't know if I'm ever going to read again, so I don't really see the point in keeping them. This is also my favorite fantasies, well, some of them. And I don't know if there's anything on here that I really want to get rid of. Definitely not my Throne of Glass picks. I'm still in the middle of that. Heartless Hunter and Rebel Witch I did really enjoy. I was thinking about getting rid of Daughter of the Pirate King and Daughter of the Siren Queen. I did really like these books, but again, I just don't know if I'm going to like reread them or ever like really look back on them. Definitely not touching this shelf because this is all of my favorite cozy fantasy. Really the only shelves that I wanted to deeply look at were these two bottom shelves because these are just kind of like random books. They aren't really fantasy. Well, some of them are fantasy, but they're not like my favorites. All of my favorites are like these shelves and above. So the first one that I think I might get rid of is The Stolen Heir by Holly Black. I read this and I just didn't love it for some reason. It wasn't my favorite. I didn't really feel connected to the characters or the story, so I think I'm gonna get rid of this one. The next one I think I might get rid of, well, actually the duology I think I might get rid of, but is Dance of Thieves. The second one being Ow! Did you guys just hear my knee pop? The second one being Vow of Thieves. I actually haven't even read this yet, but it's been so long since I read Dance of Thieves, and honestly, it just wasn't really my favorite, so I just don't feel like I'm ever going to feel the urge to continue the series, you know? So these ones I might also get rid of. The next duology I also think I might get rid of, which is a huge surprise to me, is Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom. I really enjoyed both these books, but if you saw my most recent reading vlog, I did finish Crooked Kingdom, and I don't know, I didn't like love it. I love this world, I love these characters, but for some reason I just didn't really ever get super invested or connected to the story. I just don't really feel like these are ones I need to keep. Also, one that I don't really feel like I need to keep is The Moth Keeper. I did read this semi-recently, like within the last couple weeks, and I did really enjoy it. It was my first graphic novel experience, but I just don't see the need to keep it. I'm probably not going to read it again. So I think that's it for this shelf. Going down to the bottom, I'm thinking of getting rid of my copy of The House in the Cerulean Sea. I did really enjoy this book. I gave it, I think, like 4 stars or maybe over 4 stars. And I do have it tabbed up quite a bit because there was just so many cute little quotes. But this is also one that I loved it when I read it, but I haven't really thought about it much since, and I don't think I'm ever going to reread it. It's not like a favorite of all time. So again, I would just kind of rather bless someone else with the chance to have this. This one is another one that I really enjoyed. This is Stay Awake by Megan Golden, but I didn't love it as much as I thought that I would. I think I gave it like a 3.75, maybe a 4-star. I would highly recommend for sure, but I think I had different expectations for it and was just a little bit let down by the ending. But this was like such a fast-paced book. Like I read this, I think in like a 48-hour reading vlog and flew through it. But again, it just isn't like an all-time favorite, and I don't think I'm ever going to reread it, so I don't see the need to keep it. Honestly, I think I also might get rid of Practice Makes Perfect by Sarah Adams. I don't really want to get rid of it though, because I do want to be able to have the full series on my shelves, because I have When in Rome, Practice Makes Perfect, and then I also have Beg, Borrow, or Steal up top. I have not read that one yet though. I don't know, I also just like, this one was not my favorite, but I do love Annie. Like Annie was probably one of my favorite characters of this world, but I genuinely just did not really enjoy this romance as much as I did When in Rome. Ooh. Okay, so maybe that means I should get rid of it, because I feel like if I'm not obsessed with it, then I don't need to keep it. I think everything else I really enjoyed and don't want to get rid of. Honestly, I could get rid of this one actually. This is Such Sharp Teeth. This one, it was a really, really fun spooky season read. I think I read it last year. It's a kind of horror. It's like a women's fiction, a little bit horror, about a girl who basically turns into a werewolf, but it kind of explores like female relationships, sister-mother relationships. So it's definitely a different, like I've never read anything quite like this, but I also really enjoyed that. Oh, so maybe I should keep it. I don't know. I think I'm gonna keep it for now, just because it was so different than anything else I've ever read. Even though I think I only gave it like a 3.75, it just was such a cool experience. Hey, I think that's it for what I have read. As I mentioned earlier, I've been having a lot of mental breakdowns lately about many things. There's just been a lot of really big life things kind of happening at the same time. A lot of very stressful adulting. So I've been very, very thankful for my therapist. I've been in therapy for years now and can truly say from experience that having a professional and unbiased opinion to help you navigate life in a healthy way is life-changing. And on that topic, I am very, very happy and excited to have this video sponsored by Grow Therapy. I've gotten so many people come to me with struggles of finding therapists that vibe well with them, that work with their schedules, etc. So I love that Grow Therapy makes the process so much easier by being able to make appointments in as little as 2 days with thousands of licensed providers, in person, online, with weekend or night options available, which I know is really hard to find, and I would have really loved that, especially when I was working in the nursing homes and I was working night shifts and my schedule was just everywhere. You can even use filters based off what you are in need support of, what you're specifically looking for. It's also covered by over 50 insurance plans, so it's more affordable, with most clients paying around $21 per session to as little as $0, again depending on your insurance plan. There's no subscriptions, no commitments. You just pay it per session, so there's no pressure. It's super user-friendly, and it's a great place to start if you're feeling intimidated by the whole process. It is okay to need help and support, and it's okay to choose and try a few different providers before you find someone that you're very safe and comfortable with. You guys can click the link down in my description or scan the QR code on the screen to check out Grow Therapy and take that first step in getting the support you need. Taking the first step is always the hardest, so you guys got this. Oh, now for the books I have not read. This is literally gonna be so hard because I don't want to get rid of anything, but I also know that I've had books on my shelf that I've literally had for like over 3 years and I still have never touched. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, a couple that immediately kind of speak out to me is, first off, Book Lovers by Emily Henry. I know that I'm going to ruffle so many feathers with this, but if I'm being completely honest, the only Emily Henry book that I've really, really loved has been Funny Story, and I have read 3 of the 5 or 6 that she has out. I tried reading the beginning of Book Lovers, and honestly the female main character just really bothered me like right off the bat, so I just don't know if I'm going to love this book. And I think I do also have it on Kindle, so I'd rather just get rid of the physical copy, and if I do ever decide to read it, I'll read the Kindle copy. I also have People We Meet on Vacation, except for this edition I actually got at a library sale and it's very damaged, and I just don't think I'm ever going to like read the physical copy of this, so I might get rid of this as well. One that I'm really struggling on if I want to keep it or not is Places We've Never Been. This is a young adult, kind of like adventurous romance. Some people have told me though that it reads very, very juvenile, which, I mean, it's YA, so going into it I knew that it was probably going to be like that, but in my brain I'm thinking this is kind of going to be like a Lynn Painter book, but people have told me like it reads almost like middle school vibes. So I don't know, if you've read this, please let me know if it does give kind of like Lynn Painter vibes, or if it is like really, really juvenile and you don't think that I would enjoy it. Another one that I'm kind of thinking about getting rid of is Kala by Holland Walsh. This has been on so many TBRs, and I even think I tried listening maybe to the audiobook a few times, and I just couldn't really get into it. But I also feel like this would be a book that's better read physically than audio. So I don't know, because I've heard really good things about this, so I don't want to give up on it quite yet, but I'm skeptical. This is one that I'll have to think about for a little bit. As far as things I want to get rid of on the top shelf, I think that's about it. So now we're going to move down to this one. This is all of my fantasy books, and I already know there's one that I might get rid of, and that is The Darkest Part of the Forest by Holly Black. This is also one that I started reading, and I just like could not get into it for some reason, so I think I might just get rid of it. I put it on so many TBRs, and I've just chose something else over it every single time, so I need to just part ways with it, which sucks though, because I do really like Holly Black's world and writing, but I think it was kind of just one of those situations where I really, really loved one of her book series, and then everything else has just kind of been mid for me. Another one that I'm thinking of getting rid of is Sorcery of Thorns. I did recently also try to read this one, and even the beginning, it just gave me really weird vibes, and I didn't know if I was going to like it. So I think I might just try and get this through the library if I do ever go back to it. Another one that I think I might get rid of is The Darkest Minds. I think this is also one that I tried to read the beginning of this and just couldn't get into it, but I've just been keeping it on my shelf because I have heard really good things about this series. But I think I need to start listening to my own bookish intuition when it comes to what I think I will and won't like, because I feel like I have so many books on my shelf that everybody else has really, really hyped up, but I always kind of knew in my heart that I wouldn't really enjoy them. And even if I've tried them and didn't really like them, I still just keep them because I want to like them like everybody else has liked them, but I know that's not how it works. So I think this is also one that I might just unhaul. I'm being ruthless with my books today, guys. I'm kind of proud of myself, but also not proud of myself because I did buy all these books, so I feel like that was stupid of me. I think everything else on here I want to keep. Actually, I don't know. The Illuminae files, I did try to read Aurora Rising. I still haven't even finished that book from one of my last videos. And I don't know. I just didn't feel super connected to the story. And I didn't love the writing. So I just genuinely don't know if I'm going to like this. But I also know I have this on Kindle, so I don't think it's really a big deal if I unhaul it. All of these books on this middle shelf are my immediate TBR, so I don't think I'm going to touch anything here. So now going down to the last couple shelves. The first one I think I might get rid of is Still See You Everywhere by Lisa Gardner. This is in the same kind of like interconnected series as Before She Disappeared and One Step Too Far. I tried reading the beginning of this and it immediately made me feel so icky, so I don't think that this is going to be one that I continue, which really sucks because I remember the day that I bought this, I was on vacation and I found it at the airport and it was like 20 bucks. So everything else I think I want to keep, especially on this shelf. So going down to this bottom shelf now, the first one I don't know if I'm going to keep is Blood in the Water. This is a newer release. I actually got this sent to me by the publisher. I think this might be middle grade, if not like young adult. And it just doesn't sound the most interesting to me, but I do know people who have read this and really enjoyed it. I just don't think it's like one that I would really enjoy. So I think I might also get rid of that, but the sprayed edges are super cool. It's really fun. Everything else on here, I think I might keep. So I think that's it for our book unhaul. These are all the ones I'm getting rid of. This is crazy. Ow, my knee. Why am I an old lady? I think the next thing that I want to tackle is my closet. I feel like for so long I was just trying to find like the cheapest clothes possible, so I was thrifting a lot, which is great, but also I feel like with that I settled for a lot of things that I wasn't super happy with, but because they were so cheap I was like, okay, well I might as well. So I feel like I have a lot of sweaters and some pants and stuff that don't fit me very well and that I just don't think I'm going to wear super often. My goal with my closet is to make a sort of capsule closet, if you will. I don't want to just have like 10 pieces and just like switch out through that. Like I still want to have some creative freedom when it comes to my fashion, but I don't want to be so overwhelmed with the amount of things that I have that I just don't even know what I have or know exactly what's my favorite. Like I want all of my clothing pieces to be my favorites and ones that fit me very well. I'm going to show you guys my closet. It's very embarrassing, so I don't want to hear it in the comments. I have like all of my crafts, all of my clothes, all of my random stuff in there. So This is gonna be fun. I don't even know if you can see any of my closet. This is what we've got going on here. I have like all of my shirts and sweaters kind of over there. And then I just have like some pants and other sweaters and stuff. And then I have like a drawer down there. And then I just have a bunch of crap back there. So there's just a lot going on in here. I have like all my crafts in those little bins. So I just really need to do like a deep cleaning of my closet. Again, I have a really hard time like parting with things. I think what I need to do is take it section by section. So I need to take all of my pants out and see which ones I want to keep. We'll start there. Okay, so these are all of the pants that I own, except for my workout stuff. I do have like some leggings and whatnot, but I'm not gonna touch those right now. But this is all my comfy pants, jeans, shorts. There are some that I already know like off the bat that I'm not gonna get rid of. I'm gonna bring you closer. Like these shorts specifically, I know I wear them all the time, so I'm going to keep those. These shorts I also wear quite often and I really like them, so I'm keeping those. And then I have my denim shorts that I got from Depop, my red gingham shorts. I have a lot of gingham shorts. These ones are my Columbia like hiking shorts, which I love these, so definitely not getting rid of those. This I'm on the fence about. It's like a skirt, like a gingham skirt, but it doesn't fit me super well. It's kind of loose on my waist, so that's a maybe, but I really like it. And then I have another pair of gingham shorts, but these ones, I don't like the waistband for some reason. Like I feel like it just looks weird, but I also really like the color of this gingham, so I don't know. I think I might keep those. These are just another pair of comfy sweat shorts, but I don't know if I love the color, honestly, so I think I might get rid of those. Funny story about these pants. I love these pants so much. They're originally from Urban Outfitters. A couple years ago, I saw my friend wearing them and I was like obsessed with them, but could never find them in store. And then years later, this year, I found them on Depop for like $8 and snatched them up so quick. So absolutely love these. Okay, I feel like I don't need to go through the rest of them because I already know I'm keeping the rest of my pants. So actually, let's just move on to tops. Okay, for tops, here's what we're starting out with. These two. I really love like baby tees and stuff, but this one, I just don't know if I want to keep. I wore this so much for so long, but then I don't know if I just wore it too much or what, but I don't really love the cut of the sleeves, and I also don't really love how high the neck is, so this one's maybe. This one I feel like is a really cute like fall basic, but it's also just kind of a weird material, and I just don't feel like I ever wear it, so this one I think we're gonna get rid of. This is literally so cute under overalls and stuff, but it is so ridiculously cropped, and the sleeve cut right here, like it shows my bra, like it cuts too far in that it shows my bra. I think I'm gonna get rid of that one too. This one, I also had like an obsession with high neck tank tops for a while, but I don't like the material of this one. It's kind of like a weird thick cotton, and I don't know, I just never really wear it. I would just like, my goal with my closet is I would rather get rid of stuff that I kind of like in order to get stuff that I like the material, I like the fit, because my problem is just that I don't like how anything fits me, and I don't like, I'm huge on texture. My clothes are a huge sensory trigger for me, so I have to be comfortable. Ugh, this shirt is literally so stinking cute and I love it. It's Free People, but it just fits me so weird. I don't know why. I think it's because I believe this is a size medium and I'm normally like a size extra small, so I think that it's just too big for me, but I'm so sad because I do really like this top. Maybe I'll try it on with some outfits and see like if there's anything I can make it work with, but this also might be a get rid of. Okay, I think that's it for like my tanks and short sleeves. Going over to my other short sleeves and long sleeves. First one I think I might get rid of is this guy. Hello? What are you stuck on? I really like this sweater. It's a very cozy, very comfy, but I don't love the material and I don't love the fit. I have a really short torso, so most sweaters and things are really, really long on me and it just looks kind of funky, so this is one that I'm thinking of just getting rid of. I also recently got this one from a flea market, but I just don't know if I'm going to wear it enough. I love it. I think it's literally so cute, but like, am I actually gonna wear it that much? I don't know. So this is also going in a maybe pile. This sweater also, I was like obsessed with it for a few months, like all of last fall and winter. I wore this so much, but now when I put it on, I just don't like the way it fits on me anymore. But I do love kind of this like cable knit texture. Is that cable knit? I don't know what this is called, but like that texture. So I don't know. This is a maybe for now. I'm also on the fence about keeping these vests. I did get this one from a flea market, and then I got this one from like the Goodwill bins in California. I love this because it's like a fishing, camping, like utility vest. And I love this one because it kind of gives like 80s soccer mom or something. I don't know, but I just haven't found any outfits that I actually like these with, and I don't know if I like the fit of these. This one's really big on me. And then this one, I don't know. It just looks kind of funky and I don't really know what to wear underneath of it. Okay guys, we're making progress. I feel like I have a lot of pieces that I like, but I don't like them with anything else. Like I really, really like this sweater that I also got from the flea market, but every single time I put it on with any pair of pants that I own, I just don't like the way it looks with anything else, but like on its own, I love it. So this is where like my struggle is struggling. Like I still feel like I have too much though, but I know that I wear most of this stuff, but do I wear it enough is the question. Okay, sorry if the audio is like really crappy now. I had to switch microphones because I needed to be hands-free. So I went through my closet a little bit more in depth, and so far we have this big bag of stuff to get rid of. Can't remember if I showed some of these things or not, but I did decide to get rid of this jean jacket. I just don't really like the way that it fits on me. It's a really, really cute like vintage denim jacket, but again, the fit of everything, no bueno. I also just have a bunch of like t-shirts, some pajamas. These pants I also really, really like, but I don't like the way they fit on me. They are kind of more of a low rise, and I've just come to the conclusion that I am not a low rise girly. It really bothers me. I feel like my butt crack is about to fall out of my jeans. So these are like a super cute wide leg, I think American Eagle stretchy jean. Another thing I'm so sad to be getting rid of, but I just don't love the way it fits on me, is this embodied jumpsuit. It's super, super cute, wide leg. I believe it's either 100% cotton or, oh yeah, 50% recycled cotton and 50% organic cotton. Embody is a really, really nice jumpsuit brand. They have other stuff too, but I get just most of the jumpsuits. They've been my absolute favorite, but since I have such a short torso, this top right here, it's just a little bit long on me, so I don't wear it super often. So we need to take this big bag to my local like used clothing store. And then I also have about 1,000,005 freaking tote bags that I need to go through. So this whole thing is filled with totes. This was my travel bag before I got a new one, so I'm definitely getting rid of this one. This tote bag, it says Chronic Illness Warrior. It's super cute. It's from a girl that I am friends with on Instagram. She has kind of a small business, and I got this from her a couple years ago. I just don't use it enough, so I think I might be getting rid of that one. I have this like H&M just canvas tote bag. I don't need it. This backpack too, it's super cute like blue corduroy, but I never use it anymore. It's pretty old, so I think I'm just gonna give it to my local thrift store. This one, absolutely love. I got this from, I think like Forever 21 years and years, I think like at least 7 years ago, and it's still one of my favorite totes to use, especially in summer, so I'm keeping that one. I also just have this cute like denim tote bag, which I'm going to keep because I do use this quite often. And then I also have this corduroy tote. I think I honestly might just throw this one away. I really like the color, but it's so old and so used that it's just kind of gross now, so I think she's also going in the trash. I got these super cute little like fanny packs or waist purse. I don't know what you want to call them. They're just like cute boho cotton material. I really like these for when I just want something quick, like if I'm going on a walk. So I think I am going to keep this one. Do you guys ever like look through old bags and just find a bunch of random stuff? Like there's a bunch of change. I've got like old pens, Tums. I also got this bag, I believe from the thrift bins. It's super, super cute. I honestly love this one, but the strap is just so ridiculously long that like sits at a weird part on my hip. And I know I could just like tie this, but I also just feel like that looks weird. And I already just have so many bags, I don't feel like I need another one. Okay, honestly though, this was a thrift find. It's literally just like a little purse suitcase thing. This is what it looks like on the inside. So I think it was like a jewelry box or something. I honestly don't know, but I think it's the coolest freaking thing ever. So definitely keeping that. This bag I've had for literal years. This was actually my go-to bag for a very long time. I think it's from Amazon. I don't know. The amount of change that's in this though. Oh my goodness. I think I'm just gonna throw this one away because it's pretty gross. Ooh, this one was also a go-to bag. I thrifted this as well. It's just this super cute like green boho kind of corduroy bag. Definitely keeping that. And then this one I also got from my local flea market, I think. It's super, super cute. Very thin material, so you can't really hold a lot of heavy stuff, but it's like this silky thin material with this pocket in the front. Love for if I'm just wanting something really light. Maybe I'm throwing like a blanket in it if I'm going to the park. So that I think I'm gonna keep as well. I just have another canvas tote bag that says thriving. And again, I just don't really need that many canvas totes. So I'm gonna get rid of that one. I also have this backpack that I think is absolutely adorable and beautiful, but I've truly like never really used it. I've used it a few times, but look at that detail. Like that is so beautiful and I want to keep it, but I also don't just want to hoard it and not use it. So I'll keep it for now, think about it. And then this is one of my favorite grocery bags. It's just this big canvas tote, but it has this cute pattern of like all these vegetables and stuff. So love this for grocery shopping. We'll be keeping that. And then just have another one of these like little side purses. So these are all the bags we're getting rid of, which is good progress. So in my closet, I also have, like I showed earlier, I have all of those like square cube organizers, and in them I have a bunch of random crap. So we're going to organize those a little bit so I can use that space to the fullest. Okay, we got a fan. Gonna keep that. Oh, I love finding old journals and notebooks. These are church notes from the last like 2 to 3 to 4 years. A lot of really crazy times in my life. So sometimes I like to look back on these. Sometimes I don't want to remember those things, but it is nice to always keep those memories. I've always been that person that wanted to look back as I grow up and read all the things that I was going through and all the things that I was thinking like at that age. So in this one, I know I have a lot of journal entries from a couple years ago when I was like going through a very hard time in my life. And so it's just very cool to see how far I've come since then and like all the things that I've worked through and all the things that I've been blessed with and all the things that have happened since this time. So definitely gonna keep those. This, I've had it for a while. It's just like this little organizer thing, but I just don't feel like it really fits the vibe anymore. I don't really have any good place to put it, so I think I might thrift it. We've got more stickers. Gonna keep those. Oh, all my stickers. Oh, my little Christmas snow globe. Literally, when I tell you there's the most random things in these boxes, I don't understand my brain sometimes. I also have a little plant hanger, which I do like to keep all these because I do love hanging up my plants. So I'm gonna keep that. Okay, so this box is now empty and I think I'm going to use it for some memorabilia slash home decor, like little home decor items. So I'm gonna put my journals in here. Oh, I have another box of random stuff. So this is another plant hanger, so I'm gonna put that in here. These are all of my Polaroids from the last like 5 years, so definitely keeping those. This is mine and Danny's vows. I forgot that that was in here. And then for my bachelorette party, we actually did like a cute like camping theme. So I did get this for all of my bridesmaids, even though I didn't really have bridesmaids. I just had like close friends that I did like a bachelorette party with. I have a bunch of my cute little paintings. I don't know if I'm gonna do anything with these though. They are really cute, so I kind of want to keep them, but maybe I'll just keep a few of them because I also don't want to hoard stuff, like I said. Oh my gosh, for my bridal shower, I also did like a little paint and sip, and these are all of the things that people painted me. That is so stinking cute, and I'm definitely going to keep those. I think my niece painted this for me, so I have to keep those. I've got my cutie little frog and snail pots, which I don't really know what to do with these, but I don't really want to get rid of them, so I'm just gonna put them in this little box. Okay, so we've consolidated everything into half of this little box, which I think is a win. Okay, so aside from all of the boxes right behind me, I'm very proud of my progress. Literally yesterday, I cleaned out and organized and threw so much stuff away. Literally this entire room. I feel like I just had clutter everywhere and I'd had like so many random things in so many random places. My closet was literally just full of junk. I'm a thrower. I kind of just like throw things in places and then don't really like organize it until I have one of these mental breakdowns and then I organize everything at once. So are you guys ready for the reveal, so to say? We did already take literally the entire bed of my husband's truck was full of stuff that we were just getting rid of. So although I didn't show all the stuff that we got rid of, I promise you there was at least like 5 or 6 trash bags. There was so much like just kind of random little decor things and just things that we weren't really using anymore. And there's still things I have to get rid of. This specifically is just some of the things that I still need to take to the thrift store. But you guys, this is my closet now. I know you're probably like, that doesn't really look that much different. But first of all, I kind of like hung up everything that was kind of laying on the floor, or the stuff that was up here that I wear more often, I decided to keep folded, and the stuff that I'm not wearing as often, I decided to hang up. So now we have most of my jackets and sweatshirts that I don't wear super often right in the back, and then all of my short sleeve and tank tops, some jumpsuits, dresses, sweaters, more sweaters, and more sweaters. Up here we still have my pants and whatnot, but it's all like very organized. But what I'm mostly proud of is back here. It is literally, there's nothing back there anymore that I don't know exactly what it is. Before, I literally had crap just like everywhere back here, but now this whole thing is full of little decor items from my bookshelves. This bag has a bunch of my frames and stuff that was hanging up on my wall, and then I just have my luggage right there, my guitar. I decided to put all of my summer clothes away, and then this is all the tote bags that I am keeping, just so I don't get as like overwhelmed with clothing choices. Whenever the seasons do kind of change, I have been really liking putting away the previous season's clothes like in a tote bag or in a tote box. That way, A, it just saves room in my closet, and B, if by the next season that I would wear those clothes, if there's a lot of stuff that I totally forgot that I had and don't really care about, I know that that's stuff that I can give away. Also, I did organize my little boxes right here. So all of these boxes, first of all, these down here were full of random stuff, and then all of these boxes were also full of random stuff. But now, like, this first one is my activewear, and then this one is all of the little home decor items slash like sentimental items like my journals and stuff. This first one right here just has like, I don't even know if you can see that, but it has yarn and stuff. This one just has some little plushy animals, but this one's basically empty. And then this one has all of my extra fabric that I use for like crafts and stuff. This one right here has my camera bag and I think just a few other like home decor things. And then this bottom one also just has some like craft supplies and then shoes. Also, when it comes to like the room itself, like I said earlier, I did take off most of my little decor items from my bookshelf. You probably can't notice because they were so small anyway, but I wanted to just pack those away already. I don't have really anything on this wall anymore. I have a tote box of like blankets and stuff, but that's about it. So that is my huge clean out and organization before we move. Like I said earlier at the beginning of this video, I have just been feeling very overwhelmed with like the amount of things that we have, and even though we don't have like a ton, I still have just always been the person that feels better internally and mentally when I have less things. But for some reason, I just keep impulsively buying things and collecting things and hoarding little things. Because of my ADHD, like I said earlier, I have a hard time parting with things. So it's really, really good for me mentally, physically to just go through everything, like literally every nook and cranny of the house and just get rid of everything. Also, I do have rules that I'm setting for myself going forward. One being that I'm actually not going to be seasonally decorating anymore. I know that sounds kind of silly, but I just find that I spend unnecessary money on little things and items that I'm not going to use throughout the year. Like I only use it for a short amount of time throughout the year. And I just think that's very silly. Even though you can like reuse it year after year, how often do we actually do that? And I just think it's kind of silly to be buying things just to use it for a couple weeks to a couple months. That's just my personal opinion though. I used to find a lot of joy in decorating for the holidays and for the seasons, but lately, I don't know, I just don't see the point in it. I would rather save my money and try and find like fulfillment and happiness in like other things in other areas of my life. I am a little bit of an eclectic person. I do like to collect things. I like having little sentimental things, but I feel like there's also a healthy balance between that and simplicity and like not minimalism, but there's just a happy medium. And I'm trying to find that for myself personally. I could have gotten rid of a lot of my craft supplies, but knowing me and with my ADHD, I like to switch things up super often. I like to have multiple things to do at once. And I know that I'm always kind of circling through my hyperfixation, say that's like crocheting, jewelry making. I always like to have the things on hand so I don't have to like go buy a bunch of stuff. And now I feel so like honestly and truly the last couple days that this has been done, I have felt so mentally just like clear and at peace. It's so bizarre how much your mental health is also tied to like your environment, and not only like your like emotional environment, but like your physical environment. So if you haven't done your monthly, weekly, yearly house clean out, I would suggest you do so, especially if you're like struggling mentally. It's great. It's been great. So I hope this was a fun little video. I am trying to kind of incorporate more lifestyle stuff into my book videos as well. So let me know how you're liking that. If there's anything else you guys want to see from me, there will be moving content coming up. So stay tuned for that. Very, very exciting stuff. Brand new book room, brand new home. I'm very much looking forward to it. So I love you guys so much, and I will see you in my next video. Mwah.